from RTO here. Hope you're all well. Welcome to another retro ranking, and again it's one of these special ones. Little tribute to Judith Durham, who sadly passed away at the beginning of the month, roughly the same time as Olivia Newton-John. She was in the Australian folk pop quartet called the Seekers. Now the Seekers are a band that are sort of reminds me of so much of my childhood, particularly one album. And when I was putting this together, there's a lot of tracks that come off one album, and I remember it so well. I mean, it's an iconic cover and a picture of them, and it was on the RCA label, and it was a black label with the red RCA. That's how much I remember. It was an album of, I think, my mum's, and my mum liked playing this album, and you know, this is from an age of about 5 or 6. Some of these songs I've heard all through my childhood, and sadly when she passed away I got the album. So I'm very pleased that I've got it. I don't play it anymore. It's stored away in a little case now, but I've got it on DVD and CD and that, so I still listen to this, and it still remains a great album, and it's got lots of memories. That album, we'll talk about it in a minute. So Seekers formed in 1962 in Melbourne. They were the first Australian pop band to achieve major chart success in the United Kingdom and the United States. The band, of course, was Judith Durham on vocals, piano and tambourine, Athol Guy on double bass, Keith Potter on 12-string guitar, banjo and vocals, and Bruce Woodley on guitars, mandolin, banjo and vocals. So I've chosen my 10 favourite songs and 3 honourable mentions. You'll probably realise which album I love, because it's very obvious on this. First track, 1966, the year I was born, and it's a track called Island of Dreams off the Come the Day album. Obviously this is a song written by Tom Springfield, who was in the Springfields, of course. It was from 1962, sorry. I like both versions of this song, but I think Judith has got a better voice than Dusty, and I prefer this version. Sorry if you're a big Springfields fan and Dusty Springfield, but Judith's had a better range. Her voice was so strong, and I love this version of Island of Dreams. It's a terrific track. Okay then, coming in at number 9, we stay with the Come the Day album from 1966, and it's another cover, but it's a great cover, and it's Red Rubber Ball. Now this was written by Paul Simon, of all people, and it was recorded by the Cycle. Both versions are really good. The original's a great version, but again, Judith doesn't sing the main vocal, because it's I think this is Bruce Woodley, but her backing vocals really lift it from the original, and it just shows what a versatile voice Judith had. It gives it the edge on the original. Fantastic track. Okay then, coming in at number 8, we go to 1964 now. This is a single, and it got to number 1 in their native Australia and number 4 in the UK. Again, it was written by Tom Springfield, but he wrote this especially for the Seekers, and it's the brilliant "I'll Never Find Another You." Again, a lovely vocal from Judith. The harmonies from the guys is brilliant. It's a lovely song. Tom Springfield wrote some really good songs, and this is one of his finest. Coming in at number 7 then. Another song wrote by Mr. Tom Springfield from 1965 now. It got to number 1 in the UK and Australia, and it's "The Carnival Is Over." Lots of people have covered this. And this is the best version, and Judith's vocal is absolutely outstanding on this. I just love her voice. She's got that voice like Karen Carpenter, and what else has got that angelic Olivia Newton-John. They've all got this really nice soft vocal that they can change. Okay then, coming in at number 6. Well, technically, again, this is a cover. It comes from the "Come the Day" album from 1966, and it's "Louisiana Man." Now, this is a song written by country artist Doug Gorshaw. Again, Judith takes a back seat on this, but her harmonies when she does sing on it is great. I love this song, and I've loved this since I was very young. I've heard the original version, and I still prefer this version. Really good song. Got a very catchy tune to it as well. Okay, then coming in at number 5, got a 1967 now. A track that got number 3 in the UK, number 1 in Australia, and that's got to number 2 in the United States. Now, this is a song. The music was composed by Tom Springfield, and the lyrics were wrote by the one and only Mr. Jim Dale of Carry On fame, who was born about 30 miles from where I live, in a place called Rothwell. It's a very small town in Northamptonshire. It's one of them towns, if you blink when you go through it, you miss it. So Jim Dale, it's local lad, and this is "Georgie Girl," which is a great song. It's one of the most popular songs by the Seekers. It's just, again, a really nice harmonising, really good vocal from Judith. She really hits some high notes in this. Very, very good track. Okay then, coming in at number 4, and going back to my favourite album by the Seekers, "Come the Day," 1966, and it's another cover, and it's "Turn, Turn, Turn." Written by Pete Seeger originally, recorded in 1959, and then it was adapted by the Byrds, of course, and did very well in 1965. But the Seekers version, again, I prefer this version. I don't know if it's because I heard it so much, but it's a great track. It's a brilliant track all round, but I just think the Seekers do a better version of it. Okay, then coming in at number 3. This is a really old song. I think it's from about the 40s. It's a single from 1966. Got to number 2 in the UK, number 44 in the USA, and it's the lovely little lullaby "Morningtown Ride." Originally written by Melvina Reynolds. It's a song about travelling on the train by children. This is the definitive version of it. It's lovely words that everyone seems to know the words to when it comes on. Everyone can sing to this. got fond memories of this. It really touches me when I think about this song. Yeah, I just love it. Okay, then coming at number 2 is the title track from the 1966 album Come the Day. It was actually a song that they wrote together, and it's got probably one of Judith's best vocals. She was such an underrated singer at the time, but now we've all come to love her and will be sadly missed. Her contribution was as fantastic to music. Great track Come the Day is. Now my number 1, again from Come the Day, is a cover, and it was written by Bob Gibson and Bob Camp. Bit of a country sort of song, and it's Well, Well, Well. This song has got a bit more oomph by the Seekers. Again, it's Judith's vocals that make it really good, and the backing vocals from the chaps are, it's just got different ranges. They've all got different ranges in their voices, and the harmony is good. It's just a song that I've always loved from a very young age, and this is one of them songs that I remember way back. I must have been 5, and this is a song that's always stuck in my head. And I just love it. So there's my top 10. Got some honourable mentions. And first one is a classic that we've already featured it on a retro ranking. The original was done by the Mamas and Papas, and it's Californian Dreaming. Again, this is on the Come the Day album. This is a very hard song, I think, to cover, because you know, when you got Cass Elliot, who's got a fantastic voice herself. Very hard, but the Seekers pulled it off because you've got Judith's great vocal range. Different interpretations to the Mamas and Papas, but they are both good, and that's why it's worth a mention, because it is a great version of it. I love the song anyway, and although the Mamas and Papas version will always be my favourite, this comes in a close second. Now the second one today is from 1964, and it's the B-side to I'll Never Find Another You. Now this is on a greatest hits album that I've got, and it's called Open Up the Pearly Gates. This is an old bluegrass song, and it was recorded by someone called Grandpa Jones. There's not much information about Grandpa Jones, but he looks someone out like the Beverly Hillbillies. It's a nice little busky song, and I've listened to the original, and I think this comes out on top. It's a great little bluegrass sort of song, really good. And my last one is a B-side again from 1965. It's the B-side of The Carnival Is Over, and it's an old African-American slave spiritual hymn. It dates back to the early 19th century in the southern states, and it's called We Shall Not Be Moved. Everybody knows this. That's a great little song. I remember singing this I used to sing it at Scouts and Cubs and all that sort of, you know. And also it's had other bits added to it over the years, football chants, etc, etc. It's just a nice little tune. I do like it. Okay then, that's my little tribute to the Seekers, a band that sort of was some of my childhood. And Judith Durham, God rest her soul, and thank you for your wonderful voice on some great songs, even your originals and some of the covers you did. You really gave covers some life. Okay, that's all for today, folks. Can't believe tomorrow's already Wednesday and it's marathon day. And tomorrow is a viewer's request. And if you did, when I was saying what was on next week on the live stream, I said I can't remember who actually asked for this. So I said, who asked for this? And guess who put his head up above the parapet? Only the one and only Mastermind Dave. He says, I asked for this. I know. He's had 2 in the last few months. What's going on here? No, he deserves it. He does a lot of work. So tomorrow he did ask for the brilliant Bartley James Harvest. So we're going to look at their albums, and also in that ranking we are including when they had that split and went into different camps. So we put them all together. So looking forward to that, because it's a band that I've actually seen and they were brilliant. So join me for that tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.